Hello Galactic family. The following fragment of information is extremely important to those who are advanced enough to really understand it. For many, it will not be easy to digest and most will refuse to believe. However, for some of you, the following information is exactly what you've been waiting for, possibly for ages. In my periodic introspection sessions, I always come to the same conclusion: the souls of the human species are trapped in a controlling dimension that is, what we call reality, and the afterlife is only a brief pause before recycled back into chaos. Similar to wounded soldiers who are taken to the hospital for treatment, before being sent to the front line once again. If you resonate with this information or not, please read through to the end. I can understand that it seems scary to choose not to go to the light because many of us are afraid of the unknown. Considering we learned to consider safe light because we went there so many times and everyone that was there seems to have made a good choice. However, remember that you are being multidimensional every night that you go to sleep and dream. This is a taste of what awaits you after you die, except that after we die, we are in charge of our dreams and can consciously create what we unconsciously create during REM sleep. However, this only gives a partial picture, so let's get a bit more detail than I recently learned about the escape from lifetime trap ADV once and for all. Those who have reached the point of their level of awareness of reading this do not have to worry about getting trapped in the ether and becoming a lost soul. The reader of this material is much beyond that because it knows too much. Instead, when you die you will probably be approached by your guide as usual, and he or she will help you cross, if you allow, through the tunnel. In some cases, there are no guides at the beginning and the tunnel will open in front of you, but at a certain distance. Normally, souls sense the attraction and gravitation of the tunnel and begin to move toward it, consciously or unconsciously, like a leaf being sucked by a vacuum cleaner. Related article: when the light for disabled matrix will be dissolved. I believe it is a good idea to put a list in order to make it easier to understand the information I am about to provide. 1. Instead of letting hypnotize by their attraction, turn and look in the opposite direction. You will have a view of 360 and can still concentrate on looking at a particular direction away from the tunnel. You do this thinking, and itself making the movement is all about thought and intention in this dimension. Remember, you as a fire soul is much stronger than the centrifugal force that pulls you toward the tunnel. Do not try to fight the attraction. This is not the correct way to do it. Instead, think you are far from it. The tunnel with the light on the other side is a sophisticated hologram, and all you have to do is think of yourself in another direction for the tunnel to disappear. 2. Soon you will see a grid as a barrier, obscure in front or above, no high, low, left or right in space. You will also see that it has holes, like a Swiss cheese. Move through one of these holes. 3. Now you see the universe as it really is, that is, you are now truly interdimensional. This means that you will see a much larger universe than you are accustomed to. This is possible because you are outside the matrix grid. You are not in a programmed body. You are finding the universe as a pure spirit of fire, using an avatar that is your mind. When astronauts are allowed off the grid, they are still restricted by their bodies and will remain in the third dimension, but in a slightly higher vibration because the Earth is tilted and the grid is no longer having an effect on these astronauts. What you experience off the grid as a disembodied spirit can be quite overwhelming and impressive. Probably for the first time, you will be seeing the universe as it really is, with KESHE and all. As you read this, you are still limited by the 5 senses, But a good idea is to prepare yourself mentally for what is out there. Not that everything will be a negative experience, just very different. You will also see the space war that is happening in the solar system. You will notice the soldiers fighting in other dimensions that you now have access to. To prepare, a recommended reading is my free ebook, Beyond 2012, A Guide to the New Age. There are of course other materials that you can use as well. These roles will also fulfill the purpose of clarifying. 4. As a fire riding an avatar, you are now free to go anywhere in the universe. I have spoken before about universities, in which certain systems of stars function as universities, just as it is on Earth. You can go there and explore what they have to offer to see if you care, but the most appropriate or easiest way would be to first know what you want to do or what you want to learn. Let's say you want to learn how to build interdimensional spaceships. So you think of yourself in a university that teaches you, you will nudge there as fast as thought. You need to focus on this thought, for it to become dominant over your other thoughts at that moment. That is all you have to do. I talked to some humans who are capable of nudging. One of them gained the ability after a serious car accident. He said we have nothing to worry about, so once we are free of our bodies we automatically know how to do it. Not only will we be stunned at first but also impressed. Let's think it's fun and we'll probably want to play with it. The fear and anxiety that we can have while we are in our physical bodies disappear when we enter the spirit world. Since you are in a university, you will meet with stars who will ask you what you want to do. If your aura and your chakras are open like a book, they will know why you will communicate telepathically, but if they are closed, out of fear or intentionally to protect their thoughts, they will not know. As soon as they are informed, they will let you know if you are qualified or not. If you are not qualified, you can ask them where you should go first to ultimately qualify for your learning dimension. If you want to go to Orion, you think you are there and you will immediately be in front of the Orion Empire doors and a similar procedure will take place. You may want to tell them that you are a human soul and that you want to qualify to enter into the higher dimensions of the KESHE, but once inside you will find out for which college level you qualify, depending on your current knowledge as a spirit, what you want to do in your personality. 5. Instead, you may want to travel the universe as a soul/avatar and explore before deciding to find a new home. You will notice that you can think of anywhere and get there instantly, but you can also create your own environment as you wish, similar to what Q did in Star Trek. You may also want to have fun with this for a while before doing anything else. Remember that you will not really get lost because if you do not know where you are, just think of yourself anywhere, even go back to the solar system if you want. 6. You certainly will also meet with other beings that are out there and think like you. If they invite you to accompany them, you can tell them that you are not interested in a polite way, or you can join them. First, however, feel your energies and trust your intuition. If you are still undecided, ask where they come from and why they want your company. Always protect yourself with an aura of gold by imagining it around yourself and make sure you have no holes in it. You will find out for yourself that it works. Remember that just because the creators of your physical body are Orion, this does not mean that you have to go there if you do not want to. No one is going to force it and you can go there later, whenever you want. You may even choose to join a group of beings you like and co-create an interdimensional reality, whether in space, on a planet, on a star, or in a nebula. The choices are endless, limited only by your own creativity. You will notice that the universe doubles your will, thoughts and intentions. All this sounds much better than being recycled back into slavery, does not it? We have the fire of the Mother Goddess, so we are privileged in this way, more than other star races out there. Those out there who have access to the KHAA just like you can also create without technology, but as a human soul you automatically have access to the KHAA and the Orion Empire, unless you have done things that are too damaging to the Itsnir or the other races of the stars. Other races of the stars will have to conquer their way to Orion, while you can enter without any prerequisites, except those I have just mentioned. What you lose may be only temporarily, but still happens is your human body, in case you decide not to reincarnate on Earth again. In an upcoming article, I will discuss more about the incredible craft we call the human body, what it is capable of and what it can do for you as a fire/avatar. After this is explained and you want to continue on Earth in the next incarnation to inhabit one of these vessels again, this time with a higher level of knowledge, you can. You do not have to go to the tunnel to do this. You can reincarnate in Gaia without help from ADV, but you will still have amnesia. However, you will be on a higher level than you have been here on Earth, and over time, you will expand your awareness even further. If you choose this path, it will help rebuild the library, and the reward will be a body I will speak of later. The choice is yours, and here there is no right or wrong choice, it is entirely up to you. The only thing I advise everyone to do is to avoid the tunnel and the light. Conclusion: let's get organized. Believe it or not, thank you all for coming here. Now, for those of you who are ready to escape the matrix of control, please organize yourself before proceeding with the escape from prison. Share this information with your closest friends and arrange meeting places on the other side. Time passes differently when you escape from the prison of your human vehicle, so do not worry about being alone for too long. Because of the ability to nudge, you will meet with your soul buddies as soon as they move to the other side as well. Be careful not to rush to another incarnation, regardless of its location. The Orion Empire is something I do not resonate with. Personally, I will not be wandering for long before deciding to do something to help those still enslaved in the control matrix of the Earth. Reincarnating here to raise the level of consciousness of humanity, awakening may sound like a good idea. Perhaps some of those reading this article have done just that, but there is nothing else we can do about the other side as free and infinite beings.